Hello you lot. What is going on, eh? Look, here it is. This is the Rovan Q-Shorty, right? Now, a few days, weeks, however long it was ago now, I come to the conclusion that it was a bit knackered. It's a bit knackered, I reckon. It's only been probably ran properly. I've started it up and I've driven it up and down the road a few times on an industrial estate, but properly ran and used properly, I would say 3, maybe 4 times. And it appears to have died. It won't start anymore. The compression is non-existent virtually. So let's take it apart. I mean, there are so many other things I should be doing right now. But because I'm an idiot, I am the biggest idiot you will have ever seen, ever in your life. I'm here doing this instead. Yep, I am. I've got a problem, is what I've got. It's a serious mental problem. A serious problem. But sometimes you just have to work with things. So I'm working with it. Let's take it apart. Let's find out what the matter is with it. And we might be able to get it running again. But if it's knackered, I'm not going to do that, am I? I'm not going to do it if it's knackered. So, we need Allen keys. Oh, excuse me a moment. Sorry, I'm just going to have to squeeze past. And, oh, what's that? Get all my Allen drivers out. There's my Allen keys. So we're going to have to take all this top, oh, that's not the right one. Take all this top one off, and well, actually, I might not have to do that. Excuse me. I might just be able to take these 2 pins out here. And what's holding this on? I can't remember. I had to take all this off, didn't I? In order to modify that little bit of plastic. So I've got a parts tray. There we go. A Magnetico parts tray. No, you're supposed to go inside it, not on the outside. What's the matter with you? Right. So what I'm going to do, take it apart, see what is going on the inside of it. In the last video of it, when I determined that it's a little bit knackered, I determined, didn't I? We put oil down it. For those of you that haven't watched the videos, we checked the spark. There's plenty of spark. Put 2 different plugs in it, all both fine. There's not a fuel blockage. There's plenty of petrol going in. I put easy start down the carburetor. Still wouldn't start. The only thing I didn't do was heat it up, which I could have done, and I could still do. A little bit of a trick: if you think you've got low compression or the engine just won't start, get a blowtorch or a heat gun or whatever, heat it up good and proper, and what that does is it makes it all expand. The piston expands, and we should regain some compression, or at the very least make it hot enough to start. I've got a bit of a cough, you have to excuse me. I didn't do that, and to be honest, I probably still won't, because it should start without any of that. But if the compression is low, that would be it might make it regain a little enough for it to actually just start up. I don't know what's holding that in place. Bloody blimey. This cough's too amazing. So let me get rid of all of this. I'm not going to bore you with all that kind of stuff. Get rid of the petrol tank, this top part, all of that, and I'll come back when I'm about ready to take the engine out. Right, I just thought I'd bring you in and show you what I've found so far. This is the inside of the filter, so this part in here should be the cleanest, and, well, it's rather dirty inside there. This part slots on there, and then that is where the air gets sucked through the foam and comes out here into the carburetor. And you can see quite a lot of dirt on the inside of there, and that's the dirtiest on the inside. It is oiled. I know it doesn't look oiled. I forgot to oil it the first time. Second time I oiled it. Look, there's the oil, you can see on my fingers. It is oiled. Perhaps not enough. Yeah. I don't know, I can't see how they can design. Why can't they just design a filter that works? There's quite a lot of dirt on the inside of the carburetor throat. We'll have a look at it all when we get the engine out and see what is actually going on. But I thought I'd show you that. So I've decided it's a lot better and easier, rather than taking the whole engine out, because we only need to get to the top end. All I'm going to do is literally just take the top end off. I'm not going to bother. I can't get rid of this stupid design, that a bit wacky, but I'm not going to take the engine out. I'm just going to simply take the top end off and have a look, see what we find. It might be good news, it might be bad news. Or is there such thing as bad news? I mean, I'm not really sure there's such thing as bad news, to be honest. Because if it's knackered, you can just put a different engine in. I mean, I don't really think that these types of cars need to go bigger. I mean, they've got more than enough power as it is. They don't want any more power than what they've got, because you just can't put it down, you can't use it. But, you know, is it really a bad thing? I don't know. But we do know the evidence that we're collecting so far. I hope you're writing it down. Have you writing it in the evidence book? You need to be writing all this evidence in the evidence book, because it's quite important. Oh, that's a gasket. Oh, we need that. Oh, at least it's got a gasket on it. Gasket on both sides. At least they've done that. That's good. Let's take that exhaust out of the way. Could get a little bit of a light and have a look in there, but we'll save it for later on. Now this bloody thing, I don't know who decided to invent that and put that there and make it like that. I think it's a bit bloody pain in the bottom is what it is. It's a pain in the bottom, but we won't let it bother us for now. Shame about that air filter. Proper gutted about that, but never mind. Right. I haven't seen Johnny Boy for a while. Beginning to worry about him, to be honest. No, the last time I saw him... When was the last time I saw Johnny Boy? I don't know. I still don't know who he is. No, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. Anyway, we need to get this plastic cover off of here. So let's turn this around. I need one of those, oh bloody hell, I need one of those benches where it's in the middle of the room. I can't have one here, this room's not big enough. But I need one. Oh, let's put these bolts back in before we lose them. Yeah, I need one of those, I need a garage or a room big enough so I can have a table in the middle. And then what I can do is I can put the car on that table and just walk around it. That's what I can do. I mean, I know this is obviously first world problems, you know, is that what they call it? First world problems? Or is it third world? No, it's not third world, is it? No, it's first world, isn't it, I think? It's problems anyway that I don't need to be worrying about. But that would be cool. Should better take the old lot off. Probably not. We'll find out. far more things I should be doing today. Well, this evening. I definitely should not be standing here taking this apart. But I am, so, you know. This is just the way the cookie crumbles. Is that how that comes off? No. Let's take the pole start off. Oh, that's not the right one of them either. Blimey, where's the... Oh, there it is. Let's take the pole start off. Hopefully I'll be able to get this cover off without taking the whole engine out. Well, there's no harm in taking the engine out, but I just thought it'd be easier just to take the top end off rather than fanning around with it all. But it looks like I'm going to have to start fanning around with it all, isn't it? Doesn't it, eh? I hate fixing stuff, man, sometimes. Well, all the time. But we all have to mend stuff from time to time. Ain't no sense in I know some people don't bother, do they? Some people, if something breaks or it doesn't work, they just either put it in the bin or get rid of it or whatever. But no, man, you got to mend stuff. It's part of life. Things break because it's just everything does. People break, things break, everything breaks. It's full of dirt and dust and sand in there. Look at that. There's nothing there. Look at that. Nothing. Like, they've still got the plug in it. There's nothing. No compression at all. Either forwards or backwards. Can you hear that? It's crunchy. Listen. It's crunching. There's grit in there. There's grit and sand in there. Yeah. That's had it. That air filter. That air filter's no good. Alright. We're gonna have to take it. We're gonna have to take the whole engine out anyway. That's never gonna fit in there, is it? We're gonna have to take the whole engine out anyway. Let's use a whole extension just to take out. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, it's never. That's no good, is it? No good at all. There's a little spacer there that I need to make sure I don't lose. Oh, come on. Look, anybody would think that Johnny Boy's here. All this mischief going on. What is the matter with you, eh? Have you seen something, you know, copying them, gotten in with the wrong crowd or something, you know? Have you gone in with the wrong crowd and now you're causing me trouble? Alright, thank you. That's what I wanted, my little spacer. It's a little spacer. I'll definitely forget to put it back on, but I'll be going, what's going on here? Alright, that one. We're going to be taking the old engine out anyway, but can't be bothered at the moment, so let's just take the cover off, get the top end off and see what we're actually working with. But it's crunchy in there. No wonder it won't start in. Crunchy. Crunchy bunchy. Why isn't that coming off? God. They don't make these very easy to work on, do they? Eh? They don't make these. Oh, there's a fly in me coffee. Get out of there. Maybe it's not fly, it's a bit of dirt. That's alright. Right, I'm going to get a bit more onto this and I'll come back. Right, so, got the plastic cover off the top. Now, I know some of you are going to say, you should just take the engine out anyway. And I don't care what you say. By leaving it in there, what's happening is it's acting as like a block, isn't it, to hold the engine in place, you know what I mean? So I can play around with it. Didn't really need to take them two bolts out, but now I can Oh, maybe I did. Bloody coils bolted to the end, to the head. Alright. Anyway, it's acting as a block, isn't it? To hold the block, the engine block, in place, like a bench. So that, because if I just took the engine out, it'd be flapping around on the bench. I'd have to put it in a vise or screw it to a lump of wood or something. So at least it's holding it in place. We'll get the head off. I didn't realise the coil was bolted to the head. So I've got to take this off. So I can unbolt the coil. And then I can get the head off. And then we can establish what's gone on. But listen, can you hear that? Listen. I don't know whether you can hear that. But it's all crunchy in there. It's very not good at all. No, it's not. It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Ah. Oh, getting all these bolts mixed up now. Oh well, never mind. As long as some bolts go in some places, we'll be good. Now, why isn't that coming off? What? The bloody bolt's holding everything on here. What's going on? What's going on with it? How is that? How is that? Hold on. Is that holding that on, is it? Well, perhaps we got a... Can't get a blooming Allen bolt on there. Allen key on there. Well, that can't be good. What's that? Is that the right size? Nope. I tell you, whoever designed this wants their head looking at. They seriously want their head looking at. I mean, what the bloody hell is this all about? Who would put a bolt in a place where you can't even unbolt it? I mean, I ask that question every single time I work on anything. They don't seem to think about the people who have got to mend the stuff, do they? They think about the production line, you know. Oh, what's the quickest way to put this together in the production line? Yeah, what's the quickest way so we can save as much money as possible? Yeah. Bloody hell. They don't think about the people. They don't think about the people that have got to mend the bloody things. Same with real full-sized cars, you know. They, where's my pliers? Eh? Where's my pliers gone? Oh, there. They don't think about the people that have got to mend them. They just think about the production line, you know. Oh, it's quicker and easier to put it together like this. Right, so we can save so many hundreds of thousands of pounds every week or whatever it is. But, oh, what about the mechanics that have got to mend them? Oh, yeah. Didn't think about that, did I? Oh, no. No, I didn't think about that at all. No. Do we care about them? No. No. So as long as we're saving hundreds of thousands of pounds every week, we don't care about nothing else. Oh, right. Is that what it is? Oh, okay, then no problem. Right. As long as you're okay, that's all that matters, yeah. Look, now I can't get the bolt out. Bloody... Got to push the suspension right the way down to get it out. Right. Now... I still can't get it off. What? Who the bloody... Nope, that didn't work. Oh, well, I don't know what to do now. See if I can find a bigger hammer. What's that? Oh, I found a screwdriver. Oh, look. Screwdriver might work. It must be screwed on somewhere else. Are you screwed on somewhere? Ah. 2 bolts under there, look. 2 bolts under there. Of course there's 2 bolts under there. I mean, why didn't I think that there would be 2 bolts under there? Of course there's 2 bolts under there. I mean, yeah, that's a very logical place to put bolts, isn't it? Right there, you know. Of course it is. Right, there's one. Oh, and the spacer. I've lost the spacer now. I'll have to get that out next year or something. Maybe I'll get that out next year, or maybe I'll just ignore it and it'll be fine. Oh, now it's loose. Great. But I still needed to undo that bolt, so that was alright. Happy days. Oh, there's a bolt. We'll get that spacer out of there next year. Right. So, now we can take this cover off, which has got the little stop button attached to it. There's a cover. Happy days. Now, get that off of there. It don't run anyway, so we don't need to worry about any of the gaps. We can just set a random gap later on if we ever do get this engine running again, but I don't think we're gonna. I don't know whether they sell pistons for these, or if you have to buy the whole engine, to be honest. Oh, there's a spacer, that's where we get that. I don't know, there's another spacer somewhere, it's just gone doolally. There it is. Let's put these bolts and the spacer back in there. I try to put as many bolts back in the places where they came from as I can. Obviously can't put them all back in because of the way that things are, but I try to do as many as possible. Anyway, so now we've got everything off of the head apart from the carburetor, but the carburetor can come off with it. We need, what do we need? Where's it gone? Johnny boy, Johnny boy, where's it gone? I'm looking for my extension bar. Oh, there it is. Right, what size? Oh, don't fit. It don't fit. Oh, what am I going to do now? It don't fit. It don't bloody fit. And that's too big. Right, you have to bear with me, because that don't fit in there. So I've got to go and see if I've got an Allen driver that's big enough, I mean long enough rather. I don't think this one's going to be. Oh, it does fit. That one fits down there. But have I got... No. See, this is for car ECUs. When you take an ECU apart, which is a computer that powers a real full-size car, that you got all these different types of bits. You know, there's Torx, but there's also squares, triangles, messed up Phillips, little fork type things, because they've all got they're tamper-proof is what they are, tamper-proof screws on that. I thought I might have another. I'll be back in a minute. Let's go and have a look. Right, it's looking like, I'll tell you what it's looking like. It's looking like we're going to have to do things the old way. The old way. Not with sockets and whatnot else. What size is it? Well, that don't quite fit in there. Don't tell me it's bloody... Ah, it's not bloody imperial metric, imperial metric, is it? Mechperial, whatever it's blooming called. Well, it is Chinese, so it probably is. Oh, that don't quite fit in there either. Oh, that's weird. Oh well, we'll just have to take a risk. We'll take a gamble. We'll take a gamble, Bamble. And we'll use... I've got to be careful I don't snap them off. Oh, I've got a better one. Excuse me for my indecisiveness. I just don't want to snap the ends off, because these ones are ball-ended, or whatever they're called, and bloody... if you're not careful... Look, I've already snapped that one off there. you can snap these off. So if you're going to be using a pair of pliers on something which is tight, like I'm going to be, it's a good idea to use an Allen key which hasn't got a little ball on the end. Obviously that one's far too big. Let me go have a look, see if I've got one that fits, which is long enough. That one fits absolutely perfect. That is bloody happy days. Now where's my pliers? Right, get that one there like that. What I need to do is get a socket set that isn't fat, but there we go. There we go, that's that one come loose. Might have to take that plug out so I can turn the old Allen key all the way. And then we'll get somewhere. Take the plug out. Hello? Alright, where was I? I forgot where I was. Oh yeah, I just took the plug out, didn't I? So that one's loose. Let's see about this next one. Hopefully we're not going to have any snags here. No snags. Oh yeah. Now, for those of you, there might be some of you that are thinking, what is the point in this? What is the point? Well, the point is nothing other than fun, really. I mean, I've established that, you know, there's going to be significant damage to the inside of this engine. It's all bloody gritty when you turn it over. So I don't think you can buy pistons for it. You might be able to. But either way, I've got to take the engine out anyway. You know, a lot of you would probably just, oh well, it seems like that engine has it. Take it out, put a new one in. But I like to take things apart and find out what actually went wrong. What actually happened. One, because that's how you learn. But two, it's interesting just to find out what happened, you know. It's all very well, alright, that something's broken, it doesn't work anymore. Okay, I'll just get a new one or whatever. But if you can find out why it broke and why it doesn't work anymore, what actually happened to it, you know, it's not only fun, it's just interesting, isn't it? You know, so we'll get this top end off and we'll have a look. And I know some of you you think the same as me, don't you? You think, well, yeah, this is interesting. So let's take it off. And we might be able to also find where the dirt was getting in. I reckon it was getting in through that filter because the inside of it should have been clean. The outside of it should have been dirty. But for some reason, the inside was dirty and the outside was clean. I don't know what that's all about. But there's obviously a gap somewhere where the dirt was getting in. So we will find out what that's all about. Now, as we know, we got the... Oh, I still got the throttle linkage connected. Blooming, bloody, blooming. Right. Disconnect that. Right. Now, we should be able to get this stupid plastic thing out of the way. The piston's going to flop down. There it is. Right. There doesn't seem to be a lot of damage actually. It looks like there is grit. Try not to lose the bolts. It looks like there is, if you look in the top of the dome, it looks like there is some grit happened. And it's we'll have a look at it. I'll put you in handheld mode in a minute and we'll have a proper look. Let's have a look at the piston. Well, bring you round here a minute, zoom you in a little bit. Now the piston itself, it's quite a lot of, well, for three or so goes, I wouldn't expect it to be like that. There's not. Bit wobbly, you know what I mean? I don't think that's that shouldn't be like that, but that's not going to be our compression problem. what we need to do really, I don't know whether you can hear this, but I'm fairly sure there's a load of sand and grit down in the crank case. I can feel it, and you can see it. Now let me get a cloth. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of scoring, really. There is. Oh, there's a fair bit of little dents on the top of the piston, which would indicate that grit and dirt has been getting in there. But I wouldn't say it was awful. There is scores on it, but I wouldn't say it was terrible. The ring seems to be reasonable. Don't know whether that's focusing on that at all. It has still got some spring to it. There's a bit of spring to it still. Interesting. I might put this back together, and I was expecting it to be a lot worse. I will be honest. I won't lie. I was expecting it to be a lot worse than this. Let's have a look at the cylinder. Right, so be careful I don't lose the bolts. I'm gonna have to. Right, okie dokie. There. Yep, I've no idea where any of those go. That's one of them there. Look. Right, I'm gonna have to make a new gasket if I put this engine back together. But I can't see a whole lot of damage on the cylinder itself. It doesn't appear to be. Well, there is. Look, there's some wear there. You can see there at the bottom. There's a bit of wear. You can't. Well, actually, there's quite a lot of scratches and scores, isn't there? And not those aren't cross hatchings. Actually, put it in the light. You can see them. Look. Would that be causing a? Well, I don't know. Wouldn't have thought so. But if you look right down at the bottom there, where my finger is, around that dome, if I get the light at the right angle, you can see it's dirty. That's dust and dirt. And there's loads of dents, which would indicate grit's been getting in there. But you would expect to see on the top of the piston. You do see it on the top of the piston. I mean, that is. But it's not awful. But either way, listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't run. There's no compression there. But I'm simply having a bit of fun, just trying to work out what the actual culprit is. I mean, I was expecting to see that scored to buggery, and I was probably expecting that ring to be absolutely had it. But it's not that bad. Never mind. So I'm not going to put it together now because I'll have to make a new gasket, a new head gasket, look, because that one's had it. And I'll have to clean it all up properly before I put it back together. So I'm not going to do that now, but at least we took it apart. We had a little look to see what may be the problem. I mean, there is a lot of dirt, obviously, around the bottom of this carburettor. It's a genuine Walbro as well. Or is it genuine? It's just got Walbro written on it, maybe. I don't know. Your guess, my friends, is as good as mine. It doesn't look terrible down the throat of that carb, actually, does it? Do you remember last time, with the other filter, the big filter that I put on it, that was meant to be the bollocks? That let so much through. All of that was black and dust, wasn't it, in there? So I think that filter does do some good, but the inside of it shouldn't be that dirty. But anyway, either way, it's lost. To be honest, it could be this head gasket, because if this head gasket has blown, like given up the ghost, it would be letting a lot of the compression out. Rovan, It's a genuine, it's actually a Rovan engine. They obviously make these engines. I know Rovan do engines, but I wasn't sure what engines were in these. I suppose it makes sense to put your own engine in things, doesn't it? Of course it does, Orinoco. I mean, what the bloody hell am I talking about? Anyway, you lot will obviously form your own opinions, and I like hearing your opinions. It's opinions that will make the world go round. Everyone has their opinions, and that's what makes everything so fun and the world so flavourful. So, you give me your opinions, put it in the comments. What do you think? Well, it's pretty obvious to me, but what do you think is the reason? Do you think the head gasket went and all the compression was coming out the side of the head? Very possible. I don't think it's that. I think it's just worn enough where it just doesn't have enough compression anymore. And that is that. Grit, dirt, sand, too much of it gone in there. That is the end of that. Simple as. As usual, far too over the top, but I like to have a look and just go through stuff. So, I'm going to leave it there on a bit of a cliffhanger. Am I going to put it back together like this and try and get it to run? Am I going to put a different engine in it? I mean, who knows? Even I don't know at this point in time, but we'll find out probably in about 6 years' time. When this is staying exactly like that. So I'm out of here, you lot. As I say, all your opinions, thoughts, whatever else, just leave comments. Also, where are you in the world? Where are you watching from? I love to hear from all of you where you are. It's fascinating. And was it unnecessary taking that apart? Give me your opinions. I'll see you lot on the next one. Take care. All the best. And if you want to see some HPI Savage 25 test runs and all that kind of stuff, stick around because there's going to be some of that coming up soon. And don't forget, if you do want to win yourself a Traxxas T-Max, there will be a link in the description, as there is until the raffle ends. It ends on the 30th of April 2025. You can win yourself a Traxxas T-Max 2.5 for the price of a ticket, and you'll also be helping Ace High Drone Specialists with their missions in Ukraine. So getting rid of the landmines and all that. And you get a little pack of cards. Happy days. What more can you ask for? Nothing, because that is perfect. See you later.